Hi students, the story I'm going to read to you today is Snowed In at Pokeweed Public School, and the author is John Bianchi. In the story, there's something I want you to look for. These are called speech bubbles. Do you see what they look like? This is what the kids are saying. They're saying, "Good morning, Miss Mudworts." So make sure that you are looking for speech bubbles. Another a special word I want you to listen for is classic. They refer to a classic day at Pokeweed Public School, and that means a day that you want to remember. So I'm going to start reading Snowed In at Pokeweed Public School. Every morning I rush through the house eating breakfast, combing my wool, brushing my teeth. Then I pack my bag, hug my parents, and blast off for the bus. It's time for another classic day at Pokeweed Public School. I always sit in front of the bus with my best friend Melody. That way we can get away from the animals at the back. When we get off the bus, Miss Mudworts is always there to meet us. She's the best teacher in the whole world. We all think she's awesome. Good morning, Miss Mudworts. I'm wondering, what do you think Miss Mudworts does that's so wonderful? What makes a good teacher? You could turn off the video and talk to someone right now. I'll keep reading. Miss Mudworts never gets upset. Whenever we become too noisy or enthusiastic, she just stops whatever she's doing, raises her hoof, and waits for us to settle down. There's always something excellent going on at Pokeweed Public School, like a Halloween party, or a science fair, or a track meet, or a visit from Officer Platts for a talk about bicycle safety. But the best day we ever had at Pokeweed Public School happened last week. Miss Mudworts had yard duty, and we had just talked her into playing goal when all of a sudden it really started to snow. In fact, the snow was piling up so fast that Miss Mudworts thought the bus should be called to take us home early. But Principal Slugmeyer was very busy and could not be disturbed. By the time he finished his work, it was the end of the day. And we were all, look at his sign here. It says, "I'm doing something important. Do not disturb." And we were all snowed in. Gosh, what do you think will happen now? You could always stop the video and talk to someone. What do you think is going to happen next? May I have your attention, please? Due to severe weather conditions, all students will remain at school overnight. When Principal Slugmeyer announced that we would have to spend the night at school, everyone went totally ballistic. Some of the younger students started crying for their parents. Some of the older students started cheering and clapping and jumping around. Melody and I just wondered, what would we do? What would we eat? Where would we sleep? Then good old Miss Mudworts calmly took control of the whole situation. First, she sent us to the gymnasium with Principal Slugmeyer for a long game of dodgeball. Sorry, Mr. S. Wink. I think they wanted to tire us out, but the only one who got tired was Principal Slugmeyer. After the game, we were all starting to get hungry. No problem for Miss Mudworts. She had gone to the staff room and found enough stuff to whip up a whole bunch of hay burgers and vegetarian pizzas. Here's that speech bubble. Looks yummy, Miss Mudworts. When it got dark, Billy wanted to start a fire, but Miss Mudworts reminded him that although we were snowed in, the lights and furnace still worked fine. That must have given her an idea. She placed a lamp in the middle of the floor and decorated it like a campfire. Then she got out her guitar and we all sang songs. Principal Slugmeyer even did his famous spoon solo. Finally, it was time to go to bed. It was time for bed. We got some mats from the gym and used our coats for blankets. Then Miss Mudworts had all the older students read stories to the younger students. I read Billy a story about a hummingbird who forgot how to hum, and he fell asleep before I finished. There were lots of weird noises at first, But eventually, everyone said their good nights and settled down. Ms. Mudwort settled down so fast, she fell asleep with her hoof in the air. Here's those speech bubbles, and there's Ms. Mudwort's. Good night, Scott. Good night, Clinton. Good night, Shea. Good night, Haley. Good night, Sasha. Good night, Danny. Good night, Ms. Mudwort's. By the next morning, the snow had stopped falling. The plow had cleared the roads, and Principal Slugmeyer had shoveled the whole laneway. The bus took us all home, but we didn't get off. I wonder why the children did not get off the bus. Our parents just handed us a lunch and waved goodbye. It was already time to go back and have another classic day at Pokeweed Public School. I really love this story. This is like a circle story. It ends and it goes back into a circle, so school starts again. Okay, remember I talked to you about the 5-finger retell? There's a picture right here. First of all, we're going to say the title of the book. The title is Snowed In at Pokeweed Public School. Your thumb is the character. So characters can be people, animals, or creatures. There were no people or creatures in the story, but there were animals. So you can stop the video and tell who the characters were in the story. The setting is your finger right here. And setting is where the story took place. I mean, did it take place at the house? Did it take place at a barn? You know where the story took place. It took place at the school. Also, setting can also be the season, and the season was winter. So this finger here is the beginning of the story. And why don't you stop the video and tell what happened in the beginning of the story? The next finger is the middle of the story. All the details that happened that you can remember in the middle of the story. And your little finger is the ending of the story. This heart is here because you have a chance also to tell whether you like the story or not. I mean, maybe you liked it, maybe you didn't. But if you liked it, tell what you liked about it or what you did not like about it. So I'd like you to stop and tell the 5-finger retell. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed one of my favorite stories, Snowed In at Pokeweed Public School. Thanks for watching.